I'm Haley, Mentra's Head of Data Strategy.
I'm Shea Belsky, Mentra's Chief Technology Officer. As someone who's been on both sides as a manager of neurodivergence and neurodivergent themselves, we're excited to share 3 tips on how to really be successful in managing neurodivergent employees.
Tip number 1, define ways of working from the start so you can get a general understanding of the individual's preferences and how you can help enable them to succeed. This can be done in meetings, in person or over Zoom, or it can be written down in a list and sent asynchronously.
Haley mentioned ways of working. Now, what are these? Some neurodivergent folks might not be aware of accommodations or adjustments to their environment that will help them be successful. It's your job as a manager to help them discover and understand ways in which their environment can be modified or adjusted so they can have the most successful work environment possible. That can mean things like headphones, low sensory environment, private offices, remote work, or anything else that your company provides to help them have a successful and meaningful work environment. Tip number 2, be explicit and clear when providing feedback, describing responsibilities, or talking with your employees in any way. It's far more helpful to be extremely explicit and clear with them rather than leaving things to be uncommunicated or when dropping the ball. Neurodivergent folks, myself included, sometimes miss on subtext or not being told about certain things explicitly, so it's far more helpful to be overly communicative and overly clear than it is to assume what they do or do not know.
That in mind, you also need to balance putting structure in place without micromanaging. So frequent check-ins and reminders can be really helpful for neurodivergent individuals, but setting schedules for meetings and reminders and check-ins should really be tailored to the individual's preference and also their specific needs for frequent guidance.
Number 3, give your employee a structured environment within which they can be autonomous. A big part of being a manager is to enable your employees to be leaders and be autonomous and take ownership over things. And a big part of that is to enable them to be successful without micromanaging their day-to-day tasks and helping them discover the scope and the breadth of their work without getting too caught up in the details.
Defining scope of work is important to do with your employees, and there are a few things that I like to keep in mind when I do so. The first is to be really explicitly clear with any set expectations. Part of that is providing both verbal and written instructions when possible. The second, if there are deadlines that need to be met, communicating those as far in advance as possible is really important. And finally, protect your employees' time. You are their advocate to upper management, and you are there to help them maintain a manageable scope of work.
These were our tips for managing neurodivergent employees.
We love working in a neurodiverse team at Mentra, and we are so excited to help you neurodiversify your workforce.